Hi, welcome everybody, and welcome to this session. I'm just going to record this quick screencast to show you how to access the assessment for this course, how to read it all, and to give you a general feel on what it's all about. So if you follow on with me on the screen here, you should be able to find it quite easily. So if you click on the normal course website link here, and it will take you in, you'll see on the left hand side over here, you've got the assessment tab. If you just click that, and you'll see that you get, you won't get all of these items because I'm in the instructor view, but if you go down here, you can see these are the 3 points that you need to access the assessment and to understand it. So let's go through that now. The first one we'll look at will be the problem solving report. So we'll work our way up from the bottom to the top. So if you click in here, what you'll find, there's some helpful things at the top here, how to find articles if you plan to use references, but like I said in the face-to-face session this week, you don't have to do that if you don't need to. So template guidelines and some examples for you there to follow. I've explained everything here on what the problem is. I'll let you read that, go in and have a look at that. There's some matrices there that we've included that you can download. And things like that. So all of the material you need is in here. The rubric is here. You can have a look at that as well. That's there. That details that you're applying a theory to a scenario. The submission links aren't up yet, but they'll be up in due course, of course. They will appear when it gets closer to the time. Policies and extension requests. The thing that I wanted to draw your attention to here was these matrices. So most of you probably won't think about this in the time that you're working now because it's earlier in the semester, but when you're doing it, you can use this table here to look at the different strategies. So I've included one for finance, like this is like a basic SWOT analysis to give you an idea of a way to think through the problems. There's also some critical issues tables here and a few other things that you can use when you get closer. So the best part about this is the critical issues table. How is it manifested? Why is it happening? What is the cause? So one of the things about problem solving is that you really do need to give people an answer. You need to give them an absolute answer very quickly. So let's scoot back to the website now and have a look. So if you go back down, you can see the submission deadline. I've got to fix that actually. So let's do a live. It's not the 15th. Ignore that sound. It's not the 15th of February. If we go edit, so someone's picked that up. You can see this is the background, real life editing happening. Where was it? Not February 15th. It is actually, and that's the other thing I want to talk about. It is actually May 17th, isn't it? So fix that one for you. And this is the thing I wanted to point out as well. Whoops, it's 11:59 p.m. So you've got until midnight to submit. So a lot of people ask me that question. Are you sure it's midnight? Yes, it's midnight. You have until midnight to submit. Anyway, read through this. If you have any questions, let me know. So there's as this part of this was copied over from last time, and I've edited heavily. I missed that, so I apologize for that. But all the other details are correct. So we go back to the assessment folder again. You can see that's the main assessment there. The problem, the most important thing. The problem, if you go into the problem solving report, if you wanted to read it, it's there of course, is this document here. So I've kept the template from last semester because it was really, really good. I didn't rename the link, but it's a really good template and it's very, very helpful for you to follow. So basically you don't have to think about what to present. All you have to think about is the content. So it's 100% focused on content. If you look at this link here, I won't click it, but if you click that, that's the problem for this semester. And you can read through that and come to the Collaborate session next week with all of your questions. All right, that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is the learning reflection. I'll get to the guided discussion last. The learning reflection is an open essay. I've got some examples here that you can look at. In week 12, I'll be going through how to write this. So most of you don't even need to think about this now. The only thing I'd ask you to do right now in the learning reflection is to write down the key things that you learn as you learn them. So in other words, as you learn the different things that you're doing in the course and you think about the different things that you're doing and the lessons you get, write it down in a diary somewhere. There's an example there for you, which is at the distinction level, and you can take a look at that. The learning reflection rubric is there. There's another example one here for you to look at. There's a helpful article there, and then I've already posted some slides there from last year, which were quite useful, and I posted them again for you to use, which you can actually find. There's some guidelines here for you as well that you can have a look at. So it's worth 25 marks. See, Friday the 2nd of June. Let's do another real-time edit. 11:59 p.m. Middle of the night. Why is that? Why am I doing that? Well, I've been in the game a long time, and I know you will probably not make 6 o'clock. Some of you are working. Some of you leave things to the last minute. This is probably something that you could leave reasonably to the last minute. Where is that little? I wanted to make sure that everybody sees this. It's at 11:59 p.m. That's correct. And you have until midnight on that Friday to get it in. The link closes at that time, and I have an automatic submission system. So what happens is after 11:59, literally at 12 o'clock, your submission becomes late. The usual penalties apply. Please see the course profile if you're planning to submit it late. Now, on that note, if there is a problem with delivering it on time, I am open to extensions, but you have to give me some notice. We literally have a week after the learning reflection is due for me to mark everything and have it uploaded. So it's a very tight turnaround. Just keep those things in mind. Now, the final piece of assessment in this course is are the online pitches. So we go back to our table again here and we click on guided discussion with peers. You can see that I've got a template there for you to follow, and you have a pitch to deliver every single week. Now, how's this going to work? Well, we'll go back and we'll do a mock one, right? We'll pretend. We'll do a prototype. So we're going to go in here and we're going to submit it. So what we do is we press this guided discussion with peers button. You scroll down and you'll see about halfway up, you won't see those folders, they're like content folders. Halfway up, you'll see the online pitches. Okay, so if you click that, you go in and there's this blog post, there's these blogs that we use, blog posts and comment features. So what you'll do is the problem will appear in the window as you see it before you. What you need to do initially, and it may change for the later ones, is hit the comment button and then write your comment here. Hello, this is my answer. So for the first 3, it'll be like this, but for the last one, it will not be like this. The last one will be in a different place, maybe. When I'm still working on the tech side of that, there's a few glitches. I need to iron them out before they go online. And then you just click add, and then it'll come down below. You'll see that it's Luke Horton said. I can actually trace that and then mark it appropriately. Like I said in class, the first 2 are just practice ones. You get 5 marks just for doing it. So if you don't do it, you don't get the marks, basically. But do it, have a go. And that's all you have to do for the first 3 is submit them in this blog format. So let's just go back to the assessment folder for a second. Let's see if this works. Should take me back. So you might be thinking, well, what does the template actually look like? I've got a template here for you to look at. We will just ignore that torrent there that I've downloaded. You can dial me in if you really want to. I got this from a psychologist. So this is the template to solving any problem. So this comes from research done in the 50s, 60s, and 70s on human problem solving and chess machines. What this actually does is that it breaks the problem down into manageable chunks. So every time you see a problem online, you can follow this template and it will show you the steps to solving the problem. So this is very good. It's actually taken from what psychologists use when they're doing counseling for people with depression. So it was literally taken straight from a psychologist handbook. You can use this. No, I'm not asking you to tell me how depressed you are, but you can use this for any problem. This is the generic problem-solving process. So have a look at this, and when the pitch comes out, and I'll let you know when it comes out, go online, download this template and fill it in, and then you can wordsmith your answers and then upload them that way. So you've got something you can work with here to help you figure it out. So again, I do not want you to think about the theory of problem solving. I want you to solve problems. So look at the template, play around with it, and Bob's your uncle, as they say in Australia. In other words, you'll be fine. The second thing I want to show you in this one is there's the assessment weight. I've broken it down there. Ignore those folders. If you scroll down right to the bottom, this is the general feedback guide that I'm going to use to assess your pitch. So you can see it's impact, clarity. So two markers on the rubric. So does it have impact? Is there any creativity in it? So if you've copied another solution, you have to justify why. What I want, oh, it's not formatting properly on this computer. That's okay. It is actually a full table. I don't know why it's cut off like that, but that doesn't matter. So on the proficient side, it says this pitch works well and it provides some interesting creative thoughts that are well presented. 2 to 3 marks. Students use terms, words, terms, and resources that are explained and clearly understood. So then I'll provide some general feedback or some comments to you and give you a mark. So that's how it works. Have a look at that. So notice again, like what I said in class, creativity and explanation. So communication and creativity are the 2 critical skills to being successful as a manager. Being a great communicator, giving positive and useful feedback, providing timely feedback, and dealing with critical issues in a timely fashion. They're the skills we need to develop. And they're the 3 assessment items that you have to work with. The due dates on the templates are here. Oh, it's a typo there. That's embarrassing. There's some library support there if you want to use articles. Those folders, you won't see those. And there's also a personal reflection template, which I will actually move up so that it gets closer there, to further assist you if you want to do that. So this is what I was talking about in class, actually. Sorry. This LMS is clunky. So let's have a quick look at that. All right, so we look at this one here. So this is what you need to fill in if you want to know how to do the reflection. So I will cover this in class in week 12. So let's take a quick summary of what we've covered. I've shown you where the report is, how to access the problem, so you can look at that now, where the pitches will be, and when we meet on Thursday in the Collaborate session, what I want you to do is write down every question you have about the assessment, bring it to that session, and I'll answer them. If you have any questions now, post it on Yammer. As you can see, I'm not in Yammer at the moment. Oops. As you can see, if you go into Yammer, people started talking. Post any questions you have there, because a lot of people just read, they don't interact. I'll be posting everything on Yammer, and we'll take it from there. And until we meet again, thank you very much for your patience. If you have any questions about the assessment, after you watch this video, send me an email, put up a comment on Yammer, get in touch, and we will talk then. Thank you very much, and I look forward to working with all of you on these projects.